Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're not just sifting through exam questions. We're doing a deep dive into something pretty fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
The world of critical IT infrastructure, specifically that Hitachi VSP 5000 system.
Ah, the big enterprise storage.
Exactly, the kind of thing running banks, cloud providers, stuff we all rely on. We're using this exam, the HQT 4160, kind of as our guide.
Right.
But the real mission, it's to, pull out the key bits of knowledge, stuff that helps you understand the hidden mechanics behind our digital world, even if you're not deep in IT.
And what's really interesting is how practical these questions are. They hit on, well, crucial things for building these systems right, keeping them secure, keeping them running.
Uh-huh.
So we won't just say, here's the answer. We'll get into why it matters, what it means for reliability, performance, the bigger picture.
Makes sense.
And the exam actually gives us pretty good structure. It covers system architecture, installation, configuration, the management software, and then maintenance and dealing with problems.
Okay, good roadmap. So let's start at the beginning then, laying the groundwork. The real basics of setting these things up, the core parts.
That's good.
I'm always curious about this with such high-tech gear. What's like the most basic physical thing you have to get right during installation? Something maybe easily missed. Like for that VSP 5000, what must you check for proper airflow?
It does sound almost too simple, doesn't it? But the absolute critical thing is rack front-to-back clearance.
Just space.
Just space. Enough room for air to get in the front, flow through the equipment, and get out the back.
Mm-hmm.
If you block that, well, it overheats fast.
I bet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've seen setups where that simple thing was missed. Brand new gear, huge investment, basically cooking itself because the airflow wasn't there.
Wow.
So yeah, that clearance, it's fundamental for performance, for longevity, stops things failing prematurely. It really shows how even complex tech relies on, well, basic physics.
That's a great point. Okay, so it's got room to breathe. What about inside the box? How does the data actually move around, like between the storage drives and the fast memory, the cache? What component handles that?
That would be the disk adapter, the DKA.
DK.
Think of it like a high-speed traffic director. It's constantly managing data flowing between the physical drives, which hold the data long-term, and that really fast cache memory.
The temporary holding area.
Exactly. For data that's needed quickly or often. This movement, these are the I/O operations, input-output. And the DKA's efficiency directly impacts how fast the system feels, how responsive it is. It's a real workhorse.
Right, right. Okay, performance makes sense. But what about safety, like power cuts? We've all had that flicker at home, maybe lost something we were working on. In a big system like this, what protects data during those power issues? What does the battery backup unit, the BBU, actually guard against?
Good question. The BBU specifically protects against power loss during cache-write operations.
During the writing to cache, or from cache.
Writing from cache to the main disks. Remember that cache is like a super fast but temporary scratch pad?
Mm-hmm.
If the power dies while data is still on that scratch pad, before it's safely written to the permanent drives, poof, it could be gone.
Ah, okay.
The BBU kicks in, provides just enough power for just long enough to flush that cache, to write everything down safely to the disks. It ensures data integrity. So even a sudden blackout doesn't mean lost or corrupted data that was in transit. It's a silent guardian, really.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so we've got the physical setup, the internal data flow, the power protection. Let's move to connections, how these systems talk to the outside world, especially for remote support and management.
Right, connectivity.
When someone needs to do remote maintenance, logging in from somewhere else, what needs to be set up on the SVP? That's the service processor, right?
Yeah.
The system's little management brain.
That's the one. Yeah.
What's the absolute must-have configuration before they can start for security?
The non-negotiable is public key encryption.
PKI.
PKI. You have to set this up. It ensures that the person connecting is who they say they are. That's the authentication part. And it creates a secure, encrypted tunnel for all the communication.
So no eavesdropping.
Exactly. Protects against interception, tampering. It's fundamental to the secure by design idea. You literally can't do remote maintenance securely without it.
That sounds pretty solid. But, are there ways people mess this up, even with PKI in place? Common mistakes?
Oh, definitely. A big one is just poor key management. Using weak keys, maybe not changing them often enough, or worse, not revoking a key immediately if you suspect it's compromised.
Right.
And another thing is thinking encryption is enough on its own. You still need strong access controls, maybe multi-factor authentication. Security is layers, always layers, one weak spot.
And the whole thing's vulnerable, yeah. Okay, so sticking with connections, for the SVP to talk to the outside world, like those remote support services maybe hosted by Hitachi, what basic network setting needs to be configured?
That would be the default gateway.
Networking 101.
Pretty much. The default gateway is just the router address the SVP uses to send traffic outside its own little local network segment. Without it, it can't reach anything beyond its immediate neighbors.
So it can't phone home for help, basically.
Exactly. It couldn't reach those remote support services or anything on the internet or other company networks.
So the takeaway for you listening is even these incredibly complex, specialized storage systems, they still rely on the same basic networking rules as your home internet connection, that default gateway setting. It's the same principle, making sure you can stream this deep dive right now.
It really is that universal language of networking.
Okay, so systems are installed, connected securely. Now keeping them healthy over time. Maintenance, upgrades, dealing with issues when they pop up.
The ongoing work, yeah.
Let's talk upgrades, specifically microcode upgrades. That sounds serious. What step is absolutely required before you kick one off on a VSP 5000?
Before you touch microcode, you absolutely must back up the current configuration and confirm system health.
Makes sense. Why microcode, though? What is that exactly?
Think of it as the firmware, the really low-level software embedded in the hardware components themselves, like the operating system for the controller cards or the disk adapters.
Okay, so it's deep.
Very deep. And updating it is a bit like performing surgery on the system's internal organs. So you need that backup, that configuration snapshot, just in case something goes wrong during the procedure.
Like a safety net.
Precisely. And you need to know the system is healthy before you start. You don't want to operate on a patient who's already unstable, right? It minimizes risk, ensures you can recover if needed. It's all about careful planning.
Planning and risk mitigation. Got it. Now, this next one sounds a bit contradictory. Hot swapping. We hear that term a lot, replacing parts while the system's running.
Yep, a key feature for uptime.
But when can't you do it? What condition stops you from successfully hot swapping a disk drive?
The main condition is when the array group is in degraded mode.
Okay, what does degraded mode mean here?
So drives are usually grouped together in an array group for performance and redundancy, like maybe using RAID.
Right, like RAID 5 or RAID 6.
Exactly. So if one drive in that group fails, the group can often keep working, but it's lost some redundancy. It's degraded. It's vulnerable.
Okay.
Now, if you try to pull another drive out for replacement, while it's already in that fragile, degraded state, that's risky. The system might not be able to handle another change or rebuild the data correctly. You could cause a bigger failure, maybe even lose data.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Hot swap doesn't mean any time. It's about when it's safe to do it.
Exactly right. It's not just can you physically pull the drive, but should you, given the system's current state. Degraded mode is a big red flag.
Like changing a tire when you're already on the spare, you said earlier.
Yeah, something like that. You wait until the first issue is fixed before introducing another change.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Now, alerts. Systems like this generate tons of messages. How do you know what's really serious? Which alert level means drop everything and call support now and now.
That would be the critical alert level. Yep. Critical means there's a serious issue potentially impacting data availability or the system's core function right now. It needs urgent attention, immediate escalation to technical support to get it resolved quickly. It's the highest priority.
But surely systems generate loads of alerts. How do teams not get overwhelmed? How do they spot the real critical ones in all that noise?
That's a huge challenge. Modern monitoring tools are designed to help with that. They categorize alerts by severity, critical, major, minor, warning, informational. Good systems allow tuning, so you filter out the routine stuff and focus on what matters. But yeah, the risk of missing a true critical alert or misjudging its severity, that's significant. It can mean extended downtime, data loss, even security issues if it's, say, a critical security vulnerability alert.
So clear procedures are key.
Absolutely. Having a well-defined incident response plan that says, if alert X is critical, do Y immediately is vital. No ambiguity.
Right. Okay, last section. Let's talk about the tools admins use to manage all this complexity.
The software side, yeah.
Looking at performance, but not just right now, looking back over weeks, months, finding trends. Which tool gives you that long-term storage performance insight?
For that longer view, the main tool is Op Center Analyzer.
Up Center Analyzer.
Yeah, it's specifically built to collect performance data over time, analyze it, and show you trends. Are things getting slower?
Mm.
Is capacity running out? It helps administrators plan ahead, figure out if they need upgrades or changes before performance becomes a problem. It's more strategic.
Strategic. Okay, so it's like the telescope looking far ahead. But is there a danger of only looking through the telescope and missing something happening right now, something immediate?
That's a fair point. You definitely need both. Ops Center Analyzer is for trends and planning, but you also need real-time monitoring tools that catch sudden spikes, immediate failures, things that aren't part of a slow trend.
So they work together.
They have to. One looks long-term, the other looks short-term. You need that complete picture.
Makes sense. Okay, final tool question. Thinking about disaster recovery, making copies of data, what's a key purpose of the RAID Manager command line tool, the CLI?
Ah, the command line. Still powerful.
Apparently so.
One of the really important things RAID Manager CLI lets you do is configure replication pairs.
Replication pairs, so like setting up data mirroring.
Exactly. Setting up systems to automatically copy data from one VSP 5000 to another, maybe in a different location. It's fundamental for disaster recovery. If the main site goes down, you can switch over to the replicated copy.
And you need the command line for that, not some fancy graphical interface.
Often, yes. While graphical tools are great for many tasks, the CLI often gives you more granular control, more powerful options, especially for complex setups like replication. Sometimes typing the command is just the most direct and powerful way.
So the takeaway here is, even with all the point-and-click interfaces, the good old command line is still essential for some really critical, powerful tasks, especially things like ensuring your data survives a disaster.
Absolutely. It's a vital part of the toolkit.
So here's something to think about as you go about your day, using your phone, your apps, accessing services online. Just consider for a moment all those hidden checks, protections, configurations running silently in the background, all that complexity. What surprises you most that has to happen just for things to work?